Hello, you're watching Avenue X, and today let's talk about the second season of 庆余年, Joy of Life. If you're clicking into this video, it's unlikely that you haven't heard about this drama 庆余年, its first season and now its second season. Back in 2019, end of November was the time when the first season aired. It was on the platform Tencent. It was 46 episodes. Not arguably, I think definitively the most popular pair dramas probably that platform has ever seen. And also ever since then, in Chinese dramaland, it is safely the most anticipated drama series in period drama category to have a second season that everybody is waiting for. As this video goes out, the second season will have actually aired past pretty much 2/3 point. A little bit awkward timing because if I wait another week, it would have finished airing the whole second season, so we can talk about it as a final review. I just want to make the video now, so let's see what happens for the rest of the drama. If it's worth talking about more, I will make more videos. If not, this would be the only video on Joy of Life 2. Time has changed. A lot has happened in the last 4.5 years in the world and also in dramaland. For 庆余年, although surprisingly, very little has happened. And it's still directed by the same director, still written by the same adaptation writer who took the web novel into the drama form of season 1. In terms of the casting, for all the main roles who took the definitively most amount of screen time in season 2 remain the same. Although we do have added together about 5 different characters, actor changes, they're all supporting roles. Best noticed in having most amount of screen time people would be from the first season actress Han Jiunuo playing Ye Ling changed to this season Jin Chen playing the same character. Xiao Zhan in season 1 who played Yan Bingyun now has been replaced by the actor Wu Xingjian. So those would be 2 of the most noticeable main supporting roles played by different actors and actresses. Zhang Ruoyun obviously is still the definitive male lead of the story, and the only significant change that has happened over the last 4.5 years is he's lost a significant amount of weight. Immediately on the day the first episodes aired, people started to make a meme. That one sword stab literally made Zhang Ruoyun leaking air. He's like a balloon that has lost air. Season 2 picks right after where season 1 ended, on a cliffhanger that we all kind of know it's not really a cliffhanger. And if you've watched season 1 of Joy of Life, you know what the story is. I'm not gonna go into too much talking about its background. It's a weird, futuristic, yet ancient time setting because human civilization literally got destroyed and it's a second round. If you've read the original novel, which I haven't because it's super long and it's not my type of thing to read, but I do know how much more needs to happen. This season is gonna capture about 100 chapters of the original novel, which would lead the story to a point where if they make a third season and want to conclude that third season, it's gonna be 3 times longer than what they have for season 2 because it's gonna capture about 300 more chapters. So unless they cut plot short significantly for say season 3, they would have to do at least 2 more seasons and each would be right up to 40 episodes limit, and even that may not be enough. I guess we have to see by the end of season 2 how successful it has been to make sense for them to keep doing it or not doing it. I don't know how to rate this drama right now. I mean, it's definitely still on the positive end. But is it some drama that makes me really excited? Makes me think about it when I switch off the screen, when I'm cooking, when I'm sleeping, when I'm walking? Does it provoke my thoughts? Does it do anything emotionally and intellectually on me anymore? No. It's the type of drama I watch it as a task because I know I'm reviewing Chinese dramas and people probably want me to make a video on it. I'm gonna go into details about why I think that worked like that on me. But first, let's talk about still what are the positive things if you want to go into the second season. Obviously, first thing is please try to watch season 1 to understand what is the setup. Otherwise, it's gonna be weird for you to understand why the character is like the way he is. Point number 1. If you like Zhang Ruoyun and you like his performance of Fan Xian, in this season, it's still him, still great acting, looking even better. Basically, he just lost weight and they joke about it in the drama. Number 2, if you like Joy of Life first season's overall genre, power struggle thing and the whole conflict between a period time person who actually holds, let's say, contemporary values and ideas, and the conflict between him and the established society's norms, that still continues on. The third point is, I think because the story has a natural disadvantage, is it has to answer the cliffhanger they set up at the end of season 1. But it's actually written and set up for the drama, it's not in the book. Therefore, they have to connect book plot with the drama cliffhanger and still make sense and bring the story back on track. Therefore, the beginning 5 episodes, which is the first 5 episodes they released on day 1 on Tencent, it had a bit weird pacing problems, narrative problems, character just don't feel the story is in its full form. So the first couple of episodes, I'd say 1 to 5, adjust your expectations to a lower level. As it moves into the 9, 10, teen numbers episodes, start to feel more and more like the season 1. These are the positive things. As you can see, not that many. So now I've sat down and written down points. Sit tight, buckle down, and listen to me talk about what I don't like about season 2 of Joy of Life. Number 1, I've already said in my live stream, and I'll just quickly talk about this point, is it's so desperate, asking for money. The amount of ads within the plot, which is the yogurt, and then the amount that's stuck on the screen if you're on Tencent's official app watching it, the Chinese platform, like it pops out constantly. Ad on the screen, you have to click it closed. Every 10 minutes, there's an ad that's literally played by the actors, and you thought you were in the drama. No, it's actually talking about a product, and then it will cut to story back, but it's very jarring and unpleasant. They also incorporated a new way of getting money out of subscribers, which is SVIP. You have to pay another level of more money so that you can watch one episode ahead. Just ahead. So it's gonna air tomorrow anyway, but you can watch it today and just one episode ahead of the normal VIP, so you're like VVIP. I'd rather watch Joy of Life 2 on a pirated website now instead of Tencent's own website, because I don't get interrupted. They really carefully and kindly cut out all the ads for you. Point number 2, not to do with the story, but to do with the production, quality, and standard of things that significantly impacted my enjoyment and my pleasure of watching this drama, which is over the last 4 years and a half, it really hasn't improved even a tiny bit. It remained exactly as ugly as season 1. Maybe the color grading slightly worked a little bit better than the first season, but because first season was so bad and I complained about it, this season really didn't improve much on it. It still is very ugly. It's overall just a very ugly period drama. I'm not asking for too much, just an average idol period drama production standard that iQIYI usually produces these days. Just like that look, it's enough for me. I don't ask for too much. And you're the highest anticipated period drama and presumably having most amount of resources available period drama in the last 4 years, and yet this is what you give us. Compare that to say that right now going on both Tencent and iQIYI period drama Heroes, which I've mentioned also during my live stream last week. It's a period drama set in Qing Dynasty. It's based on real history. It's not a fantasy fictional, but it's a period drama. So apart from the clear Qing Dynasty style that's different, other things you really can compare, like sets and lighting. That drama, although it's like so less known and not that many people are watching it, it's not getting that much attention, overall it's a much more enjoyable period drama, and this production standard to me is like better than this one. I don't get any aesthetic pleasure out of this drama, from the makeup, from the hairstyle, from anything, right? Look at the hair ornaments on those women. Like, what the heck am I looking at? It's so ugly. Oh, and there's one more thing I want to really just rant about. Camera work. Like, there's no transition design, there's no design of camera language, there's no intention behind a shot. Do you rack focus? Do you have something in foreground? Do you move your camera? Is it on the gimbal? Is it handheld? Within one scene, like from one angle, like covering which part of the dialogue we should use what camera language? There's no thought behind it at all. It's just like put the camera on people and just record. No design. You cannot tell what's the design intention of the camera language of this drama at all. And then the lighting is, oh my god, so bad. The lighting is so bad. It's worse than the Blossom drama that I ranted a lot about not so long ago with Zhu Jingyi and Liu Xueyi. It's literally worse than that drama. Can you believe it? It just feels like a gigantic money laundry project. Fourth point, is it fourth? Whatever, I don't know. I've lost count. The amount of rotten memes, right? How we call that in Chinese. Particularly earlier in the drama, like I said, sit through the first 5 episodes, but it's difficult. It's too much. They constantly resolve to cracking jokes constantly among characters, and most of those jokes are not even funny. I feel over the last 4 and 5 years, because of the supernova of short video platforms, that almost made all the long form, which is like drama making, visual medium storytelling people really anxious about their existence. It's like we're fighting against 30 seconds, 15 seconds, short but exciting videos. How are we gonna get people's attention? And they start to try to make their long story, 40 minutes per episode story, work as 15 seconds, like something that's paced on that. And you feel particularly disorientated and really agitated in the first 5 episodes because the whole drama flows in that short video-ish way. They just can't sit for like 1 second quiet. In the natural sort of organic way of a longer story, how it should be told, it is so not confident in its ability to keep the audiences watching it that it has to constantly call out and ask for your attention. That's why I don't think it's as enjoyable as season 1. Because season 1, they didn't know they're gonna succeed, so they're just telling it as a normal story. Whereas season 2, they're so self-aware. It's like the super self-aware person, knowing the camera is on them, so everything they do start to lose its accuracy, trying to overperform, trying to overplease, not knowing what it's doing, and it's just a mess of energy. Then let's talk about finally getting to the story itself. It is really to do with me, not to do with the story, because technically the story hasn't changed. It has been the story from day one. When the novel was already written, when they first adapted it, it's a huge book, season after season, but the story is there. Fan Xian's story is already written. If you read the novel, you know how it's gonna end, how any of the major plot is gonna unfold. So technically the story hasn't changed, but I think it's because I have changed. I guess previously I wasn't so aware of, or I don't care about it that much, but now it's just too obvious. It's immediately in your face and you're like, it no longer sits correctly with me anymore. And because the story has developed to the stage that some of the really nice things that the first season had no longer needs to happen. For example, the whole poetry reciting thing that I made a lot of videos on because it was exciting as a dramatic moment, but also all the references of literature is just so fun. Even if you completely take it out of the context of Joy of Life, just looking at it as a summary of Chinese literature history. But now you're in season 2, it has gotten to the pure court politics, power struggle theme thing, and you are left with, on my Weibo I said, a group of from 30-year-old to 60-year-old men trying to murder each other. I mean, including a couple of women who are powerful in the whole game, but basically mostly it's still all the guys trying to get at each other, trying to manipulate, power play, destroy, all the cleverness and sophisticated whatever it's just dressed up, just a game that all those guys play to destroy each other, and along the way creating a lot of casualties, a lot of innocent people who have nothing to do with their games and just get wiped out easily with one snap of finger. I'm just not interested in it anymore, and I feel all that energy is extremely annoying. To be nice to call it. To be honest, it disgusts me. I know like politics, right? All that. I've watched a lot of that and I'm Chinese, so I've read enough historical events and books to know. But I just like, I'm watching a drama. Why would I want to voluntarily look for this type of torture mentally to look at this type of story? And I feel from a creator's perspective, if you're telling a story like Game of Thrones or like any set in the ancient times, less civilized times of human history based on that, as a narrator, if you're talking about those type of stories, that's all fine. But I think if I can sense at least a level of decency or a level of empathy or a level of very humanity orientated look on those things, and with criticism, then it's fine, you can tell any of that type of story. But when I watch Joy of Life, particularly season 2, right, I get the even stronger sense of it is extremely double standard, hypocritical, in the sense that although the main lead character constantly is worked into this representation and embodiment of equality, but then it's funny that everything he gains or all the victories he wins in the story actually comes from the fact that he belongs to the privileged class. It has like 5 different dads who are all like masters of their own universe. Nepo baby of the whole story. Also, just the way the jokes are cracked, making the little people lose and suffer so that our main character cries over their loss and sacrifice and therefore wants to fight for equality. But I feel like the creator actually enjoys creating all those rather sadistic pleasures to torture the unprivileged people and enjoying the procedure, the details, the quite gruesome details about how they destroy each individual, each specific characters in the story. Like that whole sequence of that guy doing the wrong thing in the court and get beaten to death, to be presented quite dramatically visually on screen so that you can again see the male lead character getting another knock on his head about you live in an unequal world and you need to change that. I'd argue that over and over just playing that whole plot, right, on different people, like the older guy at the beginning of the story, he sells vegetables and his daughter gets, into the brothel, so that plot and how that guy and the woman dies, and now this court official dies. It's this constant basically replaying the same plot on different people, and it's just to make the story, I don't know, like they think that this appeals to audiences because we want to see it. It's sadistic pleasure to me, like that's how it reads, and you can only play it that many times before you get tired of it. And along with that would be another thing that I guess, because first season, again, it wasn't self-aware and it was laying a lot of clues, so it wasn't so clear and obvious. But now when you look at season 2, 4 years later, it's just too obvious in my face that I can't deal with, which is the simple, plain, boring objectification of all the female characters in the story. It doesn't even want to try to hide that it's doing that. It's literally doing that in your face. For example, Mao Xiaotong's character, she's a princess. She's literally called the Qi Kingdom's big princess. Like, you don't even know what's her name. And then the girl who got taken into their Qingguo with Yan Bingyun, Shen Da Xiaojie, the girl, like if you still remember at the end of season 1, and she's also in the beginning of season 2. She also doesn't have a name. She's literally Shen, Lady Shen, right? Okay, who cares what her name is? And she's an object because she gets chained up. Worst problems are with the more important female roles, such as Lin Wan'er, played by Li Qing, or Haitang Duoduo, played by Xin Zhilei. Okay, for Haitang Duoduo, she is supposedly 北齐圣女, which is like she's like the deity of the human realm of that kingdom. That kingdom believes her as the sacred sort of image of whatever, and she's the student of the best master. Yet, because of her involvement with Fan Xian, whether it's within her own country or other countries' people, when they know her name, the first thing now they think of her is as Fan Xian's girlfriend or like potential future wife, one of his. Like, her value just completely becomes only relevant and need to be talked about when it's related to a guy. Now, everybody jokes about her relationship with him, even when she's like in the drama, you can see she's just really tired of it. She's like, there's nothing going on. Why are people like that? But it does not matter. Whether it's her own countrymen or other people, they completely just ignore that she as herself is a superwoman. That seems to be no matter anymore, even though she doesn't have that much screen time in season 2. But every time she shows up, literally every scene she's in, people joke about her relationship with the guy. Completely ignores whatever she thinks. And the whole drama makes it as a joke, as a comedy part of the story, an energy booster or pacer. And I'm like, and then Lin Wan'er, played by Li Qing. So she needs to be the romantic partner of our male lead, and supposedly the only love of his life now, like in the adapted drama at least, it has to work that way. She also does not exist as a person. Her family, her father, her mother, yes, she has a weird family, let's be honest. But then she still has a biological father, mother, a brother, cousins. That's all the royal family sort of related. And she's spent most of her life with these people until Fan Xian shows up. Fan Xian is not there from beginning. So to her short life, at this point, she's very young. The majority of people who actually meant anything to her are the family people. Yet this guy shows up and just like for a while, like this little bit time, and then it becomes her sole focus of her life. She's like, my mother, my dad, my brothers, my cousins, they really don't matter that much, and they're not important. You are important. Like, I am not even myself important, but you are important. So everything I think, everything I do is all first and foremost and most importantly prioritize Fan Xian's needs. And it's like rightly so, automatically assumed. It doesn't even get explained or worked or developed to that stage. It's like, particularly in season 2, like the way they play it, she's so just completely functionally just like, everything I do is to serve you. And it's just so romantic and good. Really? What? It's typical for 男频文, which is the male channel direct translation web novel, which mostly in China is like the website 起点 or something that are mostly guys go there to read those novels written for guys. And for a very typical hero's journey arc type of story, many dramas are based on these days. In those novels, inevitably, all the pretty women, no matter how pretty you are, or how powerful, or how high your status is in society, you're just a thing to be viewed and played and have fun with by the male characters. And you usually like have an endless supply of pretty women for the writers to keep writing them, for the main character to keep enjoying their desserts. And that's just how it's been set up in this type of literature. And when they adapt it to screen, they do have to do something, otherwise it will be too much. But at least so far in the 23 episodes of Qing Yu Nian season 2, where honestly there aren't that many female character scenes anyway to start with, at least within the ones that they show up, they're all like this. Basically, I don't drew over Zhang Ruoyun that much, so that just by looking at him, it's gonna satisfy me in the drama. You know, like if you are a huge fan of his, that probably can work, and I understand that. But to me, it's not enough to hook me there. I will watch it till the end, but I don't think I'm enjoying it. And it has become this show of very boring power porn that I call, that the fictional story set up all those guys, those 50-year-old, 60-year-old, 40-year-old, 30-year-old men to fight for their so-called power. That's completely fictional, obviously, in the story setting. There's so little I can get out of it. And then obviously, like I said, all the female characters in this story. As a woman, when I look at that, I'm like, 2024. Anyway, that's my weird first impression, kind of halfway review of Joy of Life Season 2, 庆余年2, and I'm actually not surprised by how it made me feel. I kind of anticipated it. Also, after knowing the production company, Xinli, which produced this drama, the amount of shitstorm they've went through in the last 4 years due to COVID, and the whole epic acquiring case that they have with Yuewen, and then with Tencent, the mess basically this production company has gotten itself into. I'm not surprised that the drama comes out like this. 曾经沧海难为水，除却巫山不是云. It's not perfect for this situation. I'm saying that poem, but time changes. People changes too, and things move on, and you can't step in the same river twice ever. Thank you for taking the time to sit through this video with me. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.